This is the third workbook in the Edible Knowledge Workbook series, Introduction to Food Science for Kids. And this one's meant for kids as young as 6. Let's check out what's inside. There's a third one that just came out, and this one I'm quite excited about. So while these ones were aimed for a little older children or older students, even into the high school, so they're intended for all the way through high school. For those who are interested and so inclined, I had a lot of call at the conventions I attended last year for an offering for younger students, and I didn't really plan on doing that, but I got kind of talked into it, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought it sounds like a good idea. Took me a while to figure out how to do it. I'm quite excited about it. It's a little different format, so let me show you. The look is pretty much the same, but the format is, instead of having chapters that go into the principles of food science and then reinforced by experiments at the end, you go straight into an experiment. You do the experiment, and it's a simplified. There's a little more simple experiments, and then at the end there's a discussion of what went on. So let me show you. Well, so these are some of the experiments. Soft and fresh to stale and old bread plus Eggman attack. Cornstarch into pudding? Really? And that one, for example, it has 3 parts to it. So some of them have multiple parts. Fun with cows and whipping cream, egg foam-tastic, green eggs that spin, huge marshmallows, cake for dinner, okay, maybe not. Gluey gooey gluten in our food, bang puffing, fermentation is everywhere, eating brown apples, yuck. Water is active, have a cow, cream that's icy and smooth and lumpy. Hey, pineapple is eating my jello. So those are the experiments. There's 15 of them in this workbook, and I'll show you how it works. So there is right at the beginning just a 2-page what's food made of. So water, carbohydrates, protein, fat, ash, and just some brief descriptions of what those things are. And then you get straight into them, and I call them messes. So mess number 1, again, sorry about that. Although I will say at the very end of each one, it says, that's it, now let's clean up the mess. So you can remind your kids of that as you get to the end, or your students. So you go through the experiment. There's still the text boxes, although they're simplified. And yep, there's quite a bit of words, quite a few words in here. But the way that it's written is that even if your child or your student is too young to read so much, if you read it to them, they should be able to understand it. So there's kind of no way to get away from having words to explain what's going on unless I actually do a video of everything. Then at the end of each one, so there's places where you can write again, tables that you fill out, and at the end of each experiment there's the edible knowledge. So what happened? And some of those can get fairly lengthy in here with more explanations or videos and text boxes. There's the Eggman. Cornstarch into pudding, same format. I do have, in all of my workbooks actually, I have this red fire symbol. There's obviously heat and boiling and ovens and knives and things involved, so definitely you need to provide appropriate supervision for the maturity of your student. Don't want anybody getting hurt. And this is all part of the edible knowledge. Some of them I divide them up, and others I explain as I go along. So, okay, so that's the food science ones. They're the food science workbooks. The 3 that I have right now, with 3 more to come. Probably I'll have them all done over the next 2 years. That's the plan. So there you have it. That's Introduction to Food Science for Kids. Give it a try. Your kids will love it. And they'll learn something to boot.